What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite Monday morning quarterback, Mr. White, back at you. I'm gonna update you on my cases. Just the 4 misdemeanors I had before. Well, 5 misdemeanors. One's been dismissed that I had before the latest 2 charges. So let's jump right into it. This is a story done on my first arrest here in East Texas. Arrested for burglarizing a police car in Corrigan. July 8th is when it happened. Read that. This guy was nice enough to provide these pictures. Very sweet guy. This is July 8th, by the way, guys, just in case I didn't mention that. No, here we have damage beyond repairs video from Corrigan. We're going to see Officer Jay Reynolds here in the passenger seat, Albert Richards over there in the driver's seat, Albert Richard. And they are important to my cases, and you'll see why shortly.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, how's it going, man?
I just got a quick question for y'all.
Well, I don't answer questions.
Oh, you don't answer questions?
See, right there is the door, right here. That's the entrance to this PD.
What's your name?
All right, I got a question for you, man. What are you doing?
I'm asking you a question.
I'm asking you the question. What are you doing?
I come up here to seek redress with my government officials.
Did you read our signs, man?
What is your sign?
Did you read the sign?
What is your sign?
What's it say? No video or picture.
I think his sign is Dickatarius. I'm not sure.
Do you have a penal code on that?
Actually, yeah, it does. City ordinance. Oh, what I need
City ordinance is not a penal code.
you to do is turn around, put the camera down.
I wasn't recording.
Turn
your
around.
car.
Turn around. Put the camera down now. I won't ask you again, bud. You have an ID on you?
No,
All
sir.
right. So they go and they, unlawfully detain him and give him a ticket. Then, of course, the next day, so we're fixing to see Officer Tracy Brown and Foster Fitzpatrick, I believe. I'm not sure about the other officer. I know it's Tracy Brown for sure. This is Phillip Turner in Corrigan the next day after damage beyond repair.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Are you the officer that's going to speak with me, or you got something else
I
going
can
on?
speak with you.
Okay.
Although
Yeah.
you can't record over here, city ordinance.
Yeah, I saw that here,
Yes.
the city ordinance. So is that like an arrestable offense, or is that an offense that is like a citation?
It could be both.
It could be both?
Mhm.
Okay. What if the city ordinance is unlawful? What if that's like in violation of a federal law?
No, you can take it to court and fight it.
Take it to court. What if it was already taken to court? I can give you a card here.
Yeah.
It's pretty much already been established. Turner versus Driver, that's a case law. That's a federal case law.
All right.
And it's for the 5th Circuit that covers Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi.
Yes, sir.
Top level trolling right here. I love this. Hands him a card with the case law on it. And this cop doesn't even care. I'm going to violate your rights still, even though you've just informed me that I'm violating your rights.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have to ask you to stop recording though.
You got to ask me to stop recording?
Yeah.
I can't. It's the police encounter. I have people watching live.
All right.
So I'm just gathering matters of public interest. I'm a journalist, just gathering content for a story.
Yes, sir.
And that's it.
All right.
And
No problem. You got your driver's license ID?
do I have an ID?
Yes, sir.
No, I don't.
All right. Can I get your name, date of birth?
I'll just tell you my last name is Turner, which is on the back of that card.
Oh, it's on here. Okay.
It is. Gave you a business card. So is it the police station I can't record?
Yes, sir.
I can't record the police station.
Oh, no video or pictures. No operating person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about unconstitutional. So The links to all these videos will be in the description. I'm not going to sit here and play them all. They are great watches, though. So he gets hemmed up. They decide to go ahead and take his cameras and detain him.
Talking to the gentleman here.
Write him a ticket.
That's all the information I'm giving at this point. I was just letting you know that I'm a journalist gathering content for a story.
And you're reporting these patrol vehicles in and around?
I'm sorry?
Are you in and around this area? Walking around?
I walked through the front door here, asked to see if I could speak to someone about the signs that you have here on the door.
You can't video or take pictures. It's against the
Inside patrol car, right?
Right, you can't be in and around. No unrestricted in and around patrol vehicles.
Right, but the front door's right here. Unless you have another entrance that I can walk to avoid being next to patrol cars, then I can do that.
It don't work that way.
It doesn't work that way?
No.
Okay, so how?
Name and date of birth?
Not from
What's your date of birth? You got an ID?
No, I just told him who I was and what I was doing.
your last name.
What's your
full name?
Turner?
Turner?
Oh, am I being detained right now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm being detained.
You got to put this down.
Okay, so they're taking my. Okay, let me put it. I'll put it down. I'll put it down.
Turn it off.
I'll put it down.
And this.
There we go.
Because you're breaking city ordinance.
Okay.
Take that off.
Take it off. It's recording. I don't want to touch it.
Take it off.
No.
Okay.
Trust me, that whole video is a good watch. So is Damage Beyond Repairs. Sadly, because I was arrested on the scene, they have taken my cameras, and so I do not have pictures or video of my arrest on July 9th that I'm willing to share right now. But this is the same day Phillip was arrested. Myself, News Now Patrick, which is here, and Blue the Blue Line Watcher went up there just to record and get complaint forms.
Complaint forms? Can I get 2 complaint forms? To complain on an officer? For my illegal arrest here. It's part of my lawsuit.
Just get out of the road.
What's that?
For my lawsuit, I have to file a complaint first before I can file the lawsuit
For who? What?
for y'all's department.
For what?
For my illegal arrest here.
Your illegal arrest here.
Just complete disdain for what? For what? It doesn't fucking matter, Richard.
Sir, you don't remember you transported me to Polk County.
Okay.
That's why I'm over here
Okay.
on the public easement over here instead of over there.
Okay.
So I can't come in there and get the records requests.
You wanna? Here you go. That's how you get one.
All right, what about the complaint form?
Okay. What do you want to complain about?
I want to write out a complaint
Okay. About?
about an officer, about 2 officers.
Okay. Who?
I don't.
Sergeant.
Okay, I understand that, but one of the officers is higher than you,
Who's hired me?
the chief,
Okay.
and the other officer. I don't want to sit here and explain stuff to you just because you're with them. Y'all are all in the same gang, and I don't want to. I'd rather fill out my complaint, turn it in, and then at least have it on file. You know what I mean?
Little did I know that it wouldn't matter. So let's look at this. Let's look at some information here for the burglary. Let's see. We'll start with the complaints, actually. So I did fill out complaints. Here's one, signed, stamped, received. Here's the other, signed, stamped, received. There is, if you look at the signatures on them, there's just a little bit of difference in the signature to distinguish one from the other. I have requested copies of these complaints. I'm told that there's no records responsive to my requests. So I haven't filled out any more complaints. I have plenty more I'd love to fill out, but it really seems like it would be a effort and futility because this stuff obviously just goes right in the trash can if they don't have them. You're more than welcome, please. If you can get a copy of these from Corrigan, please let me know, because as far as I know, they threw these in the trash. As far as I know, the copies I have and copies I have shared with certain people are the only copies available anymore. I haven't been able to get another copy of them. So there are the complaints. I wasn't just blowing smoke up his butt. I really did want to complain. Alright, so this is my probable cause affidavit for search warrant for my phones. You see it says burglary of a vehicle. Gives you a few details on that. This is what they ended up changing it to before my very first court date. 2 months later, they changed it to interference. So it's kind of interesting. They dropped it down to interference immediately because they knew I believe they found out that I had a video that showed I never actually entered the vehicle. And that is part of the crime of burglary. You know, you have to enter the vehicle and you have to have criminal intent. I wasn't planning on stealing nothing. I called the cops there and never touched the car until the cop got there with me. And I can't wait for the video to come out because it just blows my mind they ever charged me for burglary because I didn't open the door while they weren't there. I literally waited till the officer came around and engaged me before I ever touched the door. But that's something else. So this is interference. This is, which one is this? So this one was the day we went up there with Phillip Turner, 24th. That's the day Mr. Turner was arrested. So this is going to be important here in a minute. Jessica Adams. I, Jessica Adams, being duly sworn, do state upon my oath that I have good reason to believe and do believe on the following information. Report of Officer Tracy Brown, Corrigan Police Department. So it would seem like Jessica Adams is an independent witness, right? That's kind of how it makes me believe. But she's an independent witness that seems to be witnessing all my endeavors. Jessica Adams. This one, report of Officer Dave Sotasanti. This is when I got hit with the patrol car. They're charging me for interference after they hit me with the patrol car. Close this one now. Open this one. Jonathan Reynolds. This one. Okay. Of another. Intentionally and knowingly enter property of another, namely the Corrigan West Park, located in Corrigan, Texas, without the effective consent of the mayor, city manager, and or the city council of Corrigan, and said the defendant had noticed that entry was forbidden. It's very important. And again, Jessica Adams here. Jessica Adams. Jessica Adams. Jessica Adams. Who is this Jessica lady? It's crazy. She just seems to be watching all my stuff, huh? Okay, so let's talk about my trespass. Here is the CTW. I got 2 copies. One, they corrected this little error here where they put my last name twice. Corrigan Police Department. Corrigan Police Department. So here's just a little bit of the video I have of the park. They're over here.
And talking to neighbors.
Behind the vehicle. This is the video Blue took before I arrived. Once I arrived, I took video. I talked to Jay Reynolds and Albert Richard, and they did not arrest me then, even though they are the officers that issued that trespass warrant or trespass warning. They are the ones that filed for the trespass to be even taken place. Patrolman Richard. who is Richard's, trainee right now at this point in time. Or no, I'm sorry, Patrolman Richard, and then Jonathan Reynolds, who is his trainee right now. So this was done on the report of Jay Reynolds, which was Albert Richard's trainee that day. Albert Richard is the one who wrote this trespass ticket for the Corrigan Police Department, and then they had me arrested for trespass. They're both right over here. I'm not going to show this whole video, nor am I going to show any of the other videos, because I don't want to give too much away. I haven't published these videos. I think it's very telling when you go up, like I do, to these officers and I actually talk to them after I've already been in this city park and they don't do anything, and then they come back later and say that I was trespassing. I've never received a CTW for this park. I've never committed a crime there, so that would be the first part of being able to trespass me from it, since it is a city park. But I digress. Let's continue. Okay, so here we are with the trespass warrant that Judge Yankee signed for me. I should say JP Yankee. I don't know if I'd call him a judge, just because this just total misjustice, what do you call it? Just not justice at all. Where he said we observed a female pedestrian videoing us. Yeah, y'all followed her all the way down to her vehicle after she was at y'all's PD to record y'all because y'all arrested Phillip Turner. We observed white Michael Brandon, who I know to have a criminal trespass warning from all of City of Corrigan properties. Well, that's funny. Well, I mean, surely he provided that CTW for this, right? Type of property for restriction, all city-owned property. That would be unconstitutional if they did that. But, I mean, let's see if they did that. Surely they provided evidence, right? Nope, it's the CTW that just says Corrigan Police Department. So this judge signed off on this warrant with the evidence here copied to it so he could see it, because this is the same page here, just with this copied to it. So this was information given to the judge. He still signed this illegal arrest warrant. So, I guess they're trying to say that I'm trespassing from all city property, but you can't do that. You can't just arbitrarily trespass me from all city property. If I get disorderly at City Hall, you can't then trespass me from all city property. If I get, this was initially because of the alleged burglary, which has now turned to interference. But yeah, there you go. They arrested me for trespass, saying that I was not allowed on any city property. This judge signed off on me, gave me a $2,000 bond, and the evidence against me that the judge was able to see clearly stated Corrigan Police Department. Doesn't even have the first and last name. No, it does say last and last. Man, they need to get their shit together up there. Got my middle name though. It's just crazy to me that the judges sign this stuff up here. So later that same night, that Phillip Turner was accosted by the police. After I had gotten Blue out of the city, I'd helped her get out of the city without being harassed by the police department. I came upon a traffic stop by Officer Foster Fitzpatrick. He was the only one there. So this automatic, this is completely wrong. It says did and then and there while Albert Richards, Jonathan Reynolds, and or Foster Fitzpatrick. No, Foster Fitzpatrick was on the police stop. These two showed up afterwards. And then it goes on to talk about how they could have been doing all this, possibly did all this. With criminal negligence, interrupted, interfered with Albert Richards, and or ability to perform said duty by entering an active scene. Entering an active scene. In order for it to be an active scene, you need tape. You need some kind of. I need to know where the scene is. You have to clearly. There has to be some kind of demarcation to show me where the scene is. Disregarding an officer's commands to back away from the scene of a criminal offense or investigation. It was a traffic stop. Let's go look at that video. Okay, so this is me walking up on the stop that they're talking about here. Okay, this car just pulled up. It's got J. Reynolds and A. Richards in it. Okay, so this is going to be J. Reynolds and Albert Richards. See him pulling this car over with no headlights. It's actually Foster Fitzpatrick pulling the initial car is Foster Fitzpatrick pulling over the car. J. Reynolds and Albert Richards show up here in just a second.
Anyway, I want to record this though. Yeah, I guess because I'm walking up on their stop, they think they can that I'm not supposed to be over here. They stopped the car with no lights on at all, rolling down the road. Now there's a sidewalk here. This is a school parking lot. This is the high school up there in Corrigan. This is a sidewalk. This is 59. Sir? That way. I want to record this though. What? I want to record this though. Where's my car? 1,000 feet that way, bud. 1,000 feet? 1,000 feet is pretty unreasonable. It was not a reasonable request, let alone a lawful request. That's what I'm asking. Supreme Court said 10. I don't care, man. Go that way. Well, I mean, so you don't care about my First Amendment rights. You were willing to die for my rights at one point, but you joined the PD and you just said fuck everybody's rights, right? I don't want you to go. I'm behind your vehicle. I'll stay behind your vehicle. See, to me, that was him agreeing that behind the vehicle was cool. He turned around, he left. I mean, 1,000 feet's unreasonable. I was being reasonable. He walked away, so I thought we had an agreement, but apparently not, because he charged me with interference. So, that's Officer Richard, who is a former military man. He was willing to go and die for our rights at one point. He told me that he was prior military when he transferred me to Polk County on the burglary charge. I have not verified that. I have not been able to verify that with anybody. DOJ doesn't have any record of him. And I'm told by other people that he never actually went to the military. But here, you can see the sidewalk here. This is the parking lot. This is 59. I mean, I'm clearly on the easement. So I wonder if they're going to... Their scene is the car. Illegally search this vehicle. Back up so he can see vehicles coming. Now they're trying to find my wheels. It's just harassment, plain and simple. And they're above the law. The mayor is the police chief's wife, so they don't have to worry about repercussions. I mean, the mayor's not going to come down hard on the police chief.
And that's where I got the idea to do this video, which I also was arrested for. They didn't like my signs in Corrigan. This one has been dropped. It was dropped the Friday before I was supposed to show up to court for it.
Doing pretty good?
Yes, Officer Molina.
Yes, sir.
Corrigan, you remember me, right? I was just called some parents at the management.
What's that?
I was just called the PD, and he said he was offended about those word FUCK.
Man,
There's a lot of kids in school buses
Yeah.
around here, man.
Is there any way we can just bring it somewhere else? You know, like.
Can you answer me one question?
Yes, sir.
You seen me in that car? You seen me get in that car?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not all the way. Are you just open like this? And that's what. Yes, that's what I. When you saw me, hey, it's open, and you look. I said, dude, don't do that.
So there you go. He was there. I waited for him to show up before I ever touched the car. Their narrative makes it sound like I was opening car doors when they showed up.
And that's what you. No, it's open. You put it back.
And that to you is burglary. I guess that to you is burglary.
Well, we're not talking about that. I'm just going off.
But anyway, is there any way, Mr. Brown, that you can bring this somewhere else? And
Actually, you gotta take that sign off. That's disorderly
No,
conduct.
sir. 1971 is when this was settled.
Yeah, but that's profane language.
Right, that's when this was settled.
And we got
exact same word on a jacket said "fuck the draft." 1971, Supreme Court.
Okay. Well, you got your driver's license?
Cohen v. California. Now on that receipt I was showing you, it kind of looks like I paid it, but I did not pay it. They just dismissed it, closed it. But also on that receipt, $500 is the maximum that you can charge for disorderly conduct. Yet they charge $580. It's very interesting.
I sure don't.
Okay. Hey, let's come over here.
I mean, that's private property.
Well, you're being detained and you are on private property. The people of the property own that sign.
No, sir. If you look from here to here, see that sticker on the back of that sign? That's put on there by DOT, the Department of Transportation for Texas. That little white sticker. So they didn't put that sign there. They probably didn't put that sign there.
So you refuse to take off the sign?
Yes, sir. I know it's First Amendment right.
Turn around.
Seriously?
Yeah, turn around.
So, really gonna write me a citation?
So he tells me that he's got the warrants for my other phone because they took 2 phones off of me when I was arrested for burglary, along with the selfie stick, a knife, my mace. Didn't receive any of that stuff back. They've had it this whole time. But he tells me he's got the warrants for him while I'm sitting here in the back of the car. They eventually release me, and I decide to go up to the PD and get these warrants since he allegedly has them. Officer Molina runs real quick and gets the judge to sign that bullshit trespass that the judge obviously didn't read. Otherwise, he would have seen that the trespass, the CCW, did not state what they claimed it stated. So, this is their narrative for this one. And again, all links to all videos will be in the description so that you can watch them in their entirety.
Fucking piece of shit tyrant right here.
Yes, I was pretty upset. I mean, if you watch all my other videos, I'm not a big cursor. I mean, I curse sometimes,
but I definitely don't sit there and curse out officers. But that guy hit me with his car and they want to sit there and lie about it. It pissed me off. Okay. I, Jessica Adams, being duly sworn, do state upon my oath that I have good reason to believe and do believe, based upon the following information, report of Officer Dave Sotosanti. So basically, he wasn't doing shit, but they're saying that he could have been doing any of this. With criminal negligence, interrupted, disrupted, impeded, or interfered with John Cabinet's ability to perform said duty by opening or attempting to open the doors of patrol units parked in the parking lot of the Polk County Sheriff's Department, and or being disruptive or disorderly in the parking lot of the PCSO or its lobby or both. So basically, he hits me with a patrol car, and they charge me with interference. I ask for complaint forms. They charge me for interference and trespass. All right, America, let's see what Mr. Cabinet says about our incident at the Sheriff's Department. We can skip all this. This is all my narrative. This is from Captain D. Sotosanti. The sheriff and the chief both got to look at this. Now, these people should be pretty good investigators, I would think. I mean, they've made it to captain, deputy chief, or chief deputy, and sheriff. So, I mean, one would assume that they're fairly decent investigators. So we have my report of what happened, which is all on video on my site. This are all my statements. They might be a little inaccurate as far as what he says. You know, he didn't include everything I said, but he included a lot of it. Let's go right here where he says, I then spoke to Sergeant Cabinets, who advised me that he was pulling into the sheriff's office parking lot and about to pull into the space directly beside Lieutenant Hopper's vehicle, and immediately observed Mr. White standing next to the front passenger door of Lieutenant Hopper's patrol vehicle and looking into the vehicle window with his hand on the door handle, pulling on the handle. Very important, pulling on the handle. This vehicle is unlocked. So, look how close. Let's just look at these lines real quick. Look how close this motherfucker is. What's your name and badge number, sir? All right. So they're saying I was pulling on, I'm guessing the front door handle, which is up here in front of this door here. And I don't know why it doesn't say it opened, because it's unlocked. So if I was pulling on it, it would open. First little inaccuracy that we can point out is verifiably inaccurate. So Sergeant Cabinets asked Mr. White what he was doing, and Mr. White stated that the door to the canine vehicle was unlocked. Sergeant Cabinets asked Mr. White why that was any of his business, and Mr. White then opened the door and began looking inside the vehicle. So now I've opened the door and I'm looking inside the vehicle. So I've got the door open far enough that I can look in the vehicle. Very important. Mostly because how close he is. All right, you see he's about to hit this vehicle with the door. All right. At this same time, Sergeant Cabinets pulls the rest of the way into the parking space and stopped the vehicle and was about to get out. Okay, so now he's pulled in here. The door's open. My fat ass is in this door. He's able to pull into this spot while I'm looking in this vehicle and not hit me or the door. These investigators are something else, right? They're just fucking top notch, guys. Stopped the vehicle and was about to get out when Mr. White turned around towards Sergeant Cabinets with the camera attached to the tripod in his left hand and bumped Sergeant Cabinets' driver's side mirror. Okay, well, let's look at that. Remember, allegedly, I'm looking inside this vehicle at the door of the vehicle. Somehow I turn around and bump his mirror. What's your badge number? What's your name? Look right there. These mirrors are right next to each other. But these investigators couldn't put it together that the motherfucker's lying. Sheriff Lyons, Chief Deputy Ricky Childers, and Captain David Sotosanti, y'all are liars. Y'all are either inept at your jobs as investigators, or you know that this
this piece of shit y'all have working for you or had working for you lied to y'all, and y'all allowed it so y'all could let him off the hook. Look, he can't even fit through there straight. If I'm inside this door, these vehicles are the same vehicles. The only difference is color, brush guards, and probably year, but they're the same. So the door handles are going to be about the same place. How am I looking into this vehicle and turn around and hit that mirror? It's impossible. Some crack shot investigation y'all did. And of course, I didn't expect anything. I didn't expect it. Anything different from y'all. Y'all did exactly what I expected y'all to do. Cover up and blame me. I do have to say I didn't expect y'all to file a report on me for me filing a report on your officer hitting me, but I should have expected that. Got to punish somebody if they try to get one of your guys for breaking the law, striking a pedestrian in a moving vehicle. And here's the proof. So Mr. Sotosanti, along with turning in my written statement that he wrote out for me, Sergeant Cavaniss' written statement, photo DVD, which has the photos he took, body cam of the interview. He also turned in a copy of a burglary of a motor vehicle report. Burglary of a motor vehicle. They say I was looking in. They never said I entered. I don't know why these guys have such a hard time understanding that for burglary to happen, you have to enter the vehicle and you have to have criminal intent. You have to intend to steal something. And I'm not going to wait for an officer to show up before I go in. I mean, it blows my mind the ineptness of their ability to investigate. Again, I'm pulling on the handle of an unlocked door. It didn't open then. Then when I did open the door and began looking inside the vehicle, at this same time, Sergeant Cavaniss pulled in the rest of the way into this parking space. How do I know they're lying? Look at this. Look how close these vehicles are. If this door is open, he's taking it with him when he pulls in. But as far as I know, nothing has ever happened to Mr. Cavaniss. I know that I'm under charges for somehow obstructing this POS.
Oh, you don't?
I don't get in his way.
Oh, okay.
He turns around here in a second, goes back to his vehicle.
You're bossing
I'm out
him?
of his way.
Fucking piece of shit tyrant right here.
Now, he says here he turned around to go back and lock Lieutenant Hopper's vehicle. Of course, because one of their deputies just struck me with his patrol vehicle. I go in there and I'm very pissed off and I cuss a lot. And I didn't cuss at anybody. I didn't degrade anybody. The only person that I talked shit about was this piece of shit right here.
Fucking piece of shit tyrant right here. $12.46. Oh, that's the guy from over there on the other side. Yeah. I sure will. Yes, I need a complaint form, and I also need to speak to the sheriff or the chief deputy.
I'm not cussing at her. I'm not raising hell with her.
Yes, for this officer. As a matter of fact, could you go ahead and put his name and badge number on it for me since he won't identify himself? He even went out to the car and took off his name badge. Yeah, that's a fucking tyrant right there.
So you can see I'm not cussing anybody else out. I'm cussing because I'm pissed off. I'm cussing. I'm talking on the phone with somebody, and I'm letting them know what just happened. And I'm cussing. I'm saying fuck him and he's a piece of shit and all this. But I'm not cussing anybody else out. I'm not taking it out on the dispatcher or taking it out on those other officers that just walk by. I don't take it out on anybody else.
I got to file a complaint first before I can file charges. He pulled up behind me while I was looking in the canine vehicle. The canine vehicle was unlocked. He said, "Can I help you?" I said, "I doubt it." I just didn't. There's something in his tone that told me he was a piece of shit tyrant. Yes, ma'am. The officer that drives 1246. Just went in there, older gentleman. Did I get his name and badge number?
I don't drive 1246, so I'll have to go ask.
Okay, and I also need a complaint form.
Okay.
And then I was hoping to speak to the chief deputy, the sheriff one.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Very nice to her. I didn't take it out on her. That is Sheriff Byron Lyons' secretary. Very nice lady. I believe actually she is. I closed it already. She's named as Sherry something. Very nice lady. Didn't take it out on her.
I know the sheriff's got a bunch of people off right now, so you're going to have to stay these 2 minutes. So, platform and 1247?
1246.
Here comes now Detective Sanders, and he's going to let me know. At this time, I think he was just a Deputy Sanders, a patrolman.
Excuse me, deputy.
Yes, sir.
Do you know the officer that came out in front of you? Older gentleman.
I think that was Detective Katniss.
Detective?
Katniss, yes, sir.
Katniss. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
You can make detective with no stripes?
Sir?
You got no stripes?
Okay. A different uniform than.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Katniss. Thank you, sir.
Again, I didn't take it out on him. You know, it upsets me when people do stories on something and they intentionally misquote or misrepresent what happened. Like this dumbass who runs this page. Just a day or two earlier, White decided to go stir up trouble at the Polk County Sheriff's Office. Now, I was there to talk about an information request I put in. He recorded a video with his cell phone as he accosted a deputy. I accosted him. He hit me with a fucking patrol car who was trying to park. Then he walked into the sheriff's office and started dropping F-bombs on the dispatchers and insulting the deputies. I haven't seen me insult any deputies. I haven't seen me drop any F-bombs when I talk to the dispatcher. I'm not sure if that was the chief deputy or his son. They both look very much alike. So I'm not sure 100% which one that was. But no F-bombs, no. When I'm talking on the phone, I'm talking to somebody else. I'm dropping them in the office, but I'm not dropping them on any employees except for cabinets.
And then he just fled the scene of the crime, too.
Cabinets just drove off in his vehicle. That's what I'm talking about. They just let him flee the scene of a crime.
Well, I mean, he left the wildlife. I mean,
No.
yeah.
Okay, I stand corrected by myself. He left a while back.
Yeah, I mean, if that was me, it'd be 2 felonies right there. The officer wasn't 100% sure on that.
This whole interview, you can watch it. I'll have the link in the description below. I don't sit here and cuss this officer. I don't belittle him. I don't do any of the stuff they said in that, except for the one officer that hit me with his patrol vehicle. You know, that's why you can't trust. You know, it's fake news. Now, Cabinets came back and he parked
Closer to this line now.
Parked his truck back in the same spot, but look how much further away he is.
But
he had to turn sideways to get in between these two vehicles before.
he's parked about like he was. You know, he was angled more towards me, and
Okay. And you were standing what?
I was standing right here at the door.
He did not have to turn sideways to go between those mirrors. So he's definitely parked a lot further away.
She did lock it.
Whoever car it is.
Look how close. Let's just look at these lines real quick. Look how close this motherfucker is.
You hear him say whatever after he just hit me with the vehicle.
What's your name and badge number, sir? What's your badge number? What's your name?
See how much closer he is? His shoulders have maybe, we'll say 4 inches on each side.
And now he has to turn sideways, and he still hits his mirror when he turns sideways. He's hitting both mirrors. Oh, you don't? Oh. Look how close this motherfucker is. What's your name and badge number, sir? What's your badge number? What's your name? See him hit the mirror? That's how close he is to this vehicle that I allegedly had the door open when he pulled into this spot. I mean, but these, the sheriff, the chief deputy, and this captain somehow failed to see that his statements are obviously lies, at least some of them. One, if I'm pulling on a handle and the door's unlocked, that door is opening. Okay? So I wasn't just pulling on the handle and it didn't open at that point, because that would make no sense. When I did pull on the handle, it did open, and I only opened it about 2 inches and then closed it. I never looked inside it through the door or anything like that. When I closed it, he decided he was going to pull in, and he struck me with his mirror. Just like I made in my statement to Soda Santi. According to Cabinets, though, I had the door open when he pulls into the spot. There's no way I had the door open and was looking inside. I mean, just to have the door open enough for me to get my head in, he would have hit it at this angle. There's just no way. But of course, they found nothing wrong and couldn't do anything because, you know, it's a sheriff deputy and you can't have anybody. You can't find one of your guys at fault. That's not how policing's done. As anybody who's ever filed a complaint can tell you, they never find themselves at fault. Unless, of course, there's absolute, irrefutable video evidence of it. Let's look at this. This was for that instance. You know, me making a complaint on an officer ended up getting me charged with interference again. Asked for 2 complaint forms in Corrigan, received 2 charges in Corrigan. Alright, so this is her statement. I, Jessica, being duly sworn, have good reason to believe following Porter David, you know, I'm not gonna read all this. You can pause, read it. You know, any of these documents you want to read, just pause and read it. Here's some more of this same one. I'm just using this one, but they're all the same. So this is I, Tommy Coleman, District Attorney, on the written affidavit of Jessica Adams, a competent and credible person here within filed in the county court at law, county of Polk, in the state of Texas, sent unto the Fed court about 35th. Same stuff we've already read. This one says, I have good reason to believe and do believe Brendan hereinafter called the accused, whose driver's license number is did commit the offense of interfere with public duties. My belief is based on the following facts. Complaint of Jessica Adams. So she's a complainant. On all these charges, she's the complainant. Let's see who Jessica Adams is. Well, 1, she is a woman who likes to get drunk and then pick fights in a burger joint parking lot. Public intoxication, disorderly conduct. Definitely the kind of person who's a credible witness. She definitely, I mean, there's no way that she would have any ties with the DA's office, right, though? I mean, that would be crazy if she was to say get paid from the DA's office and worked in the DA's office. You can't have a complainant like that. Then the DA could have anybody he wanted arrested just on, you know, let's slip her some money, have her file charges saying that this person did that, and then we'll take them to court. That would be highly immoral, highly, I believe, illegal, and be grounds for judicial misconduct. Or at least prosecutorial, well, man, you know what I'm trying to say, people. Let's see. This was a
request that Mr. Watson sent in. So this is Jessica Adams. Oh, look, she does get paid by the county. Okay, so she's a county employee. Interesting. No big story there, though, until you go down and we see what department she works in. She works with the district attorney. The district attorney pays her out of a special fund. $3,242 out of the special fund. Now, some people call this the hush fund. Some people call this the coochie fund. Some people call this the side piece fund. I think this is actually the special witness fund. You know, $3,000. And I mean, if you tell me to go and say this person did that and sign an affidavit and swear to it, I might do it too for $3,000. Now, this is $3,000 over, you know, a little over 2 months, 3 months. So about $1,000 a month to, you know, swear to things that aren't true. But she actually works in the office too. She doesn't just, you know, she gets a salary from the general fund. She works in the DA's office. So it's just crazy to me that this person can be the complainant on my cases. I didn't think that was legal, but apparently it is here in Polk County. Alright, so I was trying to figure out what Jessica Adams would be considered. And I know that there's probably a lot better things in, especially in Black's Law Dictionary. But I found this pretty quickly and pretty easily. Zealous witness, an untechnical term denoting a witness on a trial of a case who manifests a partiality for the side calling him and an eager readiness to tell anything which he thinks may be advantage to that side. Well, I mean, $7,000, you know, for 3 months. $7,000, 3 months, so that's what? Let's see, 7, 28, 28,000 a year. It's not a great check, but if it's the only check you got, that's a hell of a reason to display an eager readiness to tell anything which he thinks will be advantageous to that side. She thinks may be advantageous to that side. She's been out sick because she got hurt on a four-wheeler on her own time. She's gotten sick pay of $3,242. Sick pay. That just blows my mind. But that's the deal. These are some pictures. It's kind of interesting. Plugged her name into Google, and you can do this too. Pulls up some interesting stuff on somebody named Jessica Dawn Adams. Let's just say Jessica Adams missing. Alright guys, if y'all follow me on Facebook, it's America White. You may have seen this already, but Albert Richard was actually trying to stop me outside of Corrigan. He told the person that he stopped that they can stop anybody in the state of Texas, and I know where he gets it from because here's the police chief.
Corey, Police Department.
Chief Gibson, please.
This is he.
Hey, Chief, this is Brandon White.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I was calling to see if you had any information on the thing that went on last weekend.
Yeah, we looked at all the videos, and he didn't stop anybody out there. He did talk to somebody, and but he didn't stop any cars. Cause we went back on the not the body cam, but the car video, and we didn't find anywhere that the red lights were turned on.
Right. He never turned on his cherries and berries. He activated his spotlight to.
Well, I have no idea about that. I can only tell when the red lights come on. He's no longer with us. So
Oh, okay.
he's no longer with us. He took another job somewhere else, or I think he's in Florida right now.
Oh, really?
Other than, was it you that he talked to?
No, it was
I don't know what conversation other than, are you out of your jurisdiction? And I don't know what else was exchanged.
Yeah, he stopped him and asked him, "Where's Mr. White?" He was real surprised that it wasn't me in the vehicle. They got it in their heads that I live on Alaska with my ex-wife, my first ex-wife, and my two oldest kids. And I don't, just to make that clear again, because apparently some officers think that's where I live. Stopped asking about me, asking where I was, and then sat there and went through his history and everything, and just trying to scare people, telling them they definitely should steer away from my stuff because he wouldn't want to be involved in it and all that.
I think that's what Albert said. I think it's probably what you say your ex?
yeah.
Other than that, that's really all we found. To be honest, Brandon, there's nothing there. People don't realize we're a peace officer with the state of Texas. And if you read up on it, you can find out we can go anywhere in the state of Texas and arrest anybody. We
Can't arrest anybody. You can arrest anybody on a warrant out of your jurisdiction. You could arrest anybody, but you can't go and run traffic in Bel Air and you're from Corrigan. Now, if they committed a felony in front of you, you could arrest them. I don't know about misdemeanors, but a felony, as long as you're a licensed peace officer in Texas, I mean, I can arrest somebody if they commit a felony in front of me. So that's not a police officer thing. But he makes it sound like they can just go wherever and arrest whoever. I mean, he just said I can arrest anybody anywhere.
don't, because it's not ethical, or not, I don't always say ethical. We don't like stepping on anybody else's toes.
Okay. Do you, the other individual that was with him, did he mention anything about that?
No, sir. Who was with him?
He described him, he thought it was a ranger. I have a feeling that it was probably former Officer Lima.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, he said that.
Call the chief in in Alaska, because they looked at all the video.
So yeah, this happened in Alaska. He turned on his spotlight, pulled over my ex's boyfriend, and he's a Corrigan officer. There was another unmarked sedan behind him with a guy, as it was described, as a clean press country, wearing a nice belt and holstered cowboy hat. He thought he was a Texas Ranger. I think it was probably Chris Lima, but again, that's just what I think. I don't have any evidence or any proof of that. I do now have proof that Albert Richards tried to find me outside of his jurisdiction. God only knows what they were planning to do had I been driving that vehicle, considering that whoever it was, there was no warrants for me. There was no reason for, they didn't write a ticket, so there was no reason for the stop. Even if they had write a ticket, again, they were out of their jurisdiction. You can't run traffic in somebody else's jurisdiction. I don't care what the chief says, that's not going to hold up in court. Got officers looking for me. Again, none of these, I'm not monetized. Here's my application for monetization. So, I'm not monetized. I don't plan on monetizing. Not going to monetize. If you like the stories, you like the information you get, here's my PayPal, tip jar. You can always send Cash App, money sign, Bad Girl Blue, 1776. That's for Blue the Blue Line Watcher, and she'll get it to me. I don't have a Cash App. But I think that's going to be it. Y'all take care. Stay free, America. Out.